Be seen at this time so that we may bring you the following ABC Sports exclusive.
For the Pittsburgh Panthers, this has been a season in which they might well have defended their National Collegiate Football Championship with a little more luck, like not having quarterback Matt Cavanaugh break his wrist in the opening game against Notre Dame. When Cavanaugh was hurt, Pitt led the Irish, but finally lost the game very late, 19-9. Snow and cold marred the season finale as the Panthers lost to a very tough Penn State 15-13, another one of those contests that could have gone either way. The Clemson Tigers staged one of football's most dramatic turnarounds, coming from 3-6-2 in 76 to 8-2-1 in 77. Quarterback Steve Fuller and wide receiver Jerry Butler, key people in the Tigers' turnaround and their first bowl bid in 18 years. And tonight from Jacksonville, Florida, on a cool December evening, the 33rd Gator Bowl game, matching the Pitt Panthers and the Clemson Tigers, the first time they have met on the football field in their long athletic history. The Gator Bowl is a wall-to-wall sellout and then some, with Clemson partisans grabbing every ticket offered, every ticket they could find anywhere. And why not? Every reason to believe this could be a very close and exciting college football game. This ABC Sports exclusive brought to you by Lowenbrau. When you want the taste of a truly great beer, there's really only one. Tonight, let it be Lowenbrau. By the all-new 1978 Chevrolets, now at your Chevrolet dealers everywhere. And by Westinghouse and the 140,000 Westinghouse employees worldwide. Here come the Pittsburgh Panthers into the Gator Bowl. Pittsburgh with a record of 8 wins, 2 losses, and 1 tie, ranked 9th on the coaches' poll at UPI, 10th by Associated Press. A relatively quiet crowd as the Panthers come in. 11,000 tickets sold in Pittsburgh or among Pittsburgh partisans for this game. The bulk of the tickets for this game bought by Clemson partisans, and listen as the Tigers come in. The Tigers with a record of 8-2-1, just like Pittsburgh, ranked 10th for the coaches' poll, 11th by Associated Press. Well, I'll tell you one thing. The folks from South Carolina are going to have themselves a good time tonight. Hello, everybody. I'm Keith Jackson, along with Frank Broyles, former football coach, University of Arkansas, and a very happy New Year to all of you. We're going to help to get your party started tonight with, I think, a game that'll be very exciting, Frank. 2 teams that match up very well.
The similarity, Keith, begins at quarterback. Fuller and Cavanaugh, 2 great athletes that can do it all. They can run and pass with equal ability. They can make the big play. They can turn a bad play into a good play. In essence, they're just a coach's dream, and they, in all likelihood, will be the dominating forces in this game tonight.
If there is to be a difference between these 2 teams, it might rest with Pittsburgh's passing attack against Clemson's defensive secondary.
Clemson coaches say they lack the great speed in the secondary, and this will force them to play a zone pass defense conservatively. They will defend against the deep pass and do the best they can against the short, which could be a deciding factor in the ballgame.
The starting tailback for the Clemson Tigers most of the season is not here. He did not make the trip to the Gator Bowl because of discipline problems. Frank Broyles, you've had some problems with that same kind of a thing at Arkansas, where 3 starters have been grounded and will miss the Orange Bowl. What's the circumstance now?
They will not play in the ball game, Keith, and they have sent a telegram to our players and coaches wishing them the very best, and we are pleased about this. But I think all coaches will be pleased that the judge did not tamper with the coach's discretion to select his squad and decide who is going to play in the game, and we are pleased about that.
Enthusiasm here at the Gator Bowl tonight is so thick you just can hardly believe the intensity of it. The bulk of the people sitting in the Gator Bowl are wearing the orange of Clemson, but we'll see what happens as the Panthers and Tigers put it on the tee.
You know, for years we burned in this symbol, the fire hat of Fireman's Fund. But here's an even more important symbol to burn in. It belongs to the people who sell our insurance, the independent agents. Each represents several companies, so they work for you to get the best policy and price. Naturally, we hope your agent picks Fireman's Fund. But make sure you pick an agent with this sign, and you won't get burned. In the yellow pages, Fireman's Fund Insurance Companies.
We're here in the desert to prove that windows coated with Scotch tint sun control film from the 3M company dramatically reduce the sun's heat. This ice will show the difference it can make. 3M Scotch tint film can really reduce the heat inside a building, keeping people more comfortable and air conditioning costs lower. In fact, it actually stops up to 75% of the sun's energy, and that can be a very comfortable difference. The 3M company.
The 33rd playing of the Gator Bowl in Jacksonville, Florida, the Pitt Panthers and the Clemson Tigers. Pitt will be wearing the white, Clemson, the home team, wearing the orange shirts. And this is the first time they've ever met on the football field. Pittsburgh will kick off, and Clemson will receive. The officials tonight's game, all Southeastern Conference. Referee is James Artley. The umpire is Bobby Boylston. The linesman is Dave Scobie. Line judge Henry Hare. Field judge John Grace, and Gordon Pettis is the back judge. So the men in striped shirts will have themselves a busy evening as we get the game ready to go on real grass. It is very dry. It has been very cold down in Florida. I'm sure many of you who might be locked in colder climes do not consider the temperature of 35 or 40 degrees very cold, but it is in Florida. The temperature right now, though, comfortable. 57 degrees with a 10-mile-an-hour wind out of the east to the south, and no threat of rain. It is overcast, but it is sprinkled a little bit during the course of the day, and the weathermen tell us there will be no threat of rain during the course of tonight's ball game. So the Clemson Tigers will be receiving with Willie Jordan, a junior out of Griffin, Georgia, scheduled to be the man to return the kick. Willie Underwood will go back with him, number 20. He's a freshman out of Fort Payne, Alabama. And there they go. 20 is Underwood, and 5 is Willie Jordan. Doing the kicking off for the Pitt Panthers will be number 1, Dave Trout. He is a freshman from Mount Pleasant, Pennsylvania. A lot of freshmen going to be involved in this game tonight, a lot of sophomores. Clemson is primarily a junior team, whereas Pittsburgh has a lot of seniors, and they have a lot of freshmen and sophomores. Keith Jackson along with Frank Broyles, and this game is ready to go. Crowd over talking as Pittsburgh takes their time, makes sure everything is ready. Glenn Meyer standing there as number 42. Looks like he's broken a strap.
And that's something. Come all the way in practice and then break a strap before the kickoff.
All right, here we go. From the 40, with the wind, out of the end zone. So you get the feeling off the kickoff that the adrenaline is truly flowing in tonight's game. Both teams with records of 8-2-1. The common opponent, Notre Dame, between the two. Pittsburgh was leading Notre Dame when Kavanaugh went down, as we noted in our tease, beginning our program tonight. They went on to lose to Notre Dame late in the game, 19-9. Clemson had Notre Dame come calling at Death Valley in South Carolina and played them very tough, again losing very late in the contest, 21-17. Here's the first play of the ball game as Steve Fuller sets the Clemson Tigers. Number 4 is the quarterback. Weddington in motion. The pitch goes back to the tailback for the Clemson Tigers. Lester Brown, the sophomore out of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, is hit right along the line of scrimmage. Now let's have a look at these young people playing in the backfield. Mr. Fuller, Lester Brown, who just carried the ball, number 44. Ken Calicut is the fullback. He's number 22. Rick Weddington, who went in motion, is the flanker, number 12. Jerry Butler, number 15, the wide receiver, and Anthony King, 88, is the tight end. Jerry Butler, the leading receiver on the Clemson team. He's flanked wide to the left to the open side of the field. It's second down and just a little more than 10 as Fuller rolls and throws, and the pass is incomplete. The pass was intended for Dwight Clark, number 30, who had come in on the preceding play. The offensive front, Jimmy Weeks is at left tackle. He's a 231-pounder. Steve Kenny at 241. Jeff Bostic at 221 at center. His brother Joe Bostic, 258 at guard. Lacey Brumley, 275 pounds on the right side of the offensive line. Cliff Berry is in the lineup. Cliff Bray is in the lineup now for Clemson on third down, a little bit more than 10 from just inside their own 20-yard line, and Fuller hands to the tailback. And Lester Brown gets it up across the 20 to the 21. He's cut down by Jerry Boyarsky, the middle guard for the Pittsburgh defenders, and the Panthers force Clemson now into punt formation, and they should come out of this with very good field position because the punt will go directly into a wind that's gusting up to 10, 12, maybe 15 miles an hour. punt is David Sims, who has been struggling with a pulled hamstring. It is not a particularly good punt, but it gets a decent roll, goes across midfield, and rolls dead at the Pittsburgh 47-yard line. It's 33 yards. It would have been much shorter had it not taken a bounce upfield. And so the Pittsburgh Panthers' first defensive possession will come at very good field position, the nose of the ball almost touching their own 47-yard line. Pittsburgh is wearing the white shirts and will have the ball for the first time, with Matt Cavanaugh settling in at quarterback, Elliott Walker, and Fred Jacobs will be the setbacks, and Randy Rudersham will be the wide receiver. He's way out to the right side, and we've got two men in motion here now. And that's got to get all the laundry in the world, because we had Gordon Jones and Fred Jacobs, or Elliott Walker, both running around all over the place, and there's penalty flags all over the field. Matt Cavanaugh, number 12, is the quarterback. Jacobs, number 44, is a halfback. And Elliott Walker, number 34, is the fullback. Randy Rudersham, the flanker. Gordon Jones is the split end. And Steve Gostad is the tight end, and he's the money man in the difficult situation. So, obviously, we've got illegal procedure. It's got to be a little disconcerting, Frank Walls, on the first play of the ball game. Look at there's these two people running around.
That will shock any football coach, and the Pittsburgh coaches, Keith, told me today that they had planned to use a lot of men in motion, different formations. They felt like they were too basic against Penn State, and it could have cost them the ball game. Wide open attack tonight from Pittsburgh.
Well, Pittsburgh has been whistled 87 times this season for 824 yards, on top of 59 fumbles, and they lost 29. So they have, in fact, made their share of mistakes and survived most of them. The ball is back now near the 42-yard line, where it's first down and 15. This time they've got their act together as Jones goes in motion. Cavanaugh snaps the ball to Jones as he stopped for a moment and then broke it upfield, crosses midfield to the 49 of Clemson. The offensive front now for the Pitt Panthers, Matt Carroll is at one tackle, number 77, 255. Jim Bowie at guard. Tom Rizzoza is the big man at center, 235. George Link, 247 at guard. Mark May, a freshman, 270-pounder at the right tackle spot. Art Bortnick has been sick, and he's lost a lot of weight and may not play, maybe a little bit late in the game if the opportunity presents itself. In motion, it is Jones again. Cavanaugh hands the ball inside to Jacobs, the fullback, and he hits from the 49 to about the 47, maybe the 46-yard line, so it's going to bring up third down and short yardage.
Pittsburgh coaches also felt that Clemson was so strong defensively that they needed to get them out of their basic defense. Otherwise, they felt like they could shut down their offense, and a man in motion is used to limit the defense into only one coverage in particular.
There you saw the names of the Clemson defensive unit as they set up now, trying to hold Pittsburgh on third down and 3. From just outside the Clemson 46, Cavanaugh options. He's got a first down. Matt Cavanaugh, who's playing at 219 pounds right now, the senior quarterback, the heaviest he's been, and it's not a result of his being heavy because he spent too much time at the supper table. He just simply is now beginning to fill out the frame that he brought to Pittsburgh.
The coaches brought to my attention that probably no other Heisman Trophy candidate ever worked on a jackhammer 2 summers in a row like Mr. Cavanaugh did. I've met him today, and I thought he was a linebacker or a tackle.
He's a nice fellow. Going well, and we've always enjoyed his company. It's first down, just inside the Clemson 40. Tigers with a 6-man front. The pass is away. The pass is complete to Elliott Walker. He's home free. Touchdown! A 39-yard bullet from Cavanaugh to Walker coming out of the backfield. Clemson gambling. We're blitzing on the quarterback. Cavanaugh's got the pop away, and it was all over.
What we were talking about earlier, the speed of their receivers against their secondary was very evident on that particular play.
A lot of people think that's where the decision will ultimately come from, is Pitt's passing game against the Clemson secondary. Mark Schubert will try for the extra point out of the hold of Tom Usick. Schubert, a sophomore from Springdale, Pennsylvania, hits it on the nose, and it is good. And so with 11:50 to go in the first quarter of play, the Pitt Panthers have taken a 7-0 lead over Clemson.
See what's new today.
Chevrolet introduces a new kind of space vehicle, the new size Malibu wagon.
Another Another look at the Pittsburgh touchdown, and watch the movement coming toward Kavanaugh. There was a blitz on, and it was wide open when Elliott Walker got it, Frank.
The reason it was open, the linebacker blitzed, and they were lined up in the double wing, and no one was in position to cover Walker as he just broke right into the secondary.
So now Clemson's got to hitch themselves up and get it going. The place is just loaded with orange. I was told that some of the people up in South Carolina, the Clemson partisans, paid a full year's dues to join the Gator Bowl Association
So they could get tickets.
Yeah.
Keith, most coaches in a big ball game like this would like to kick off first, particularly if there's a win. Clemson had the unfortunate task of trying to move the ball early.
Trout hits it. It'll go deep into the end zone. Willard Jordan will bring it out, and he's about 5 yards deep in the end zone, and he's out to the 20 and maybe across it as he goes down in a big pile. So the Tigers will take it over. First down, just beyond the 20-yard line.
The old General Neyland theory was let the other team have it on their 20 rather than you take it on your 20 if you can.
The Pittsburgh defense lines up tonight with a freshman in there at middle guard, Jerry Boyarsky. Dave Logan, however, is healthy again, and he's had some very good practices here in Jacksonville. So here go the Tigers now. Steve Fuller setting at quarterback and coming down the line on the option. He's a big fella. He weighs 199 pounds, stands 6'4", turns it upfield and gets it out to about the 25 for a 4-yard pickup. Jeff Delaney coming over along with Hugh Green to make the tackle. The Pittsburgh defensive unit up front, Dave DeCiccio, 35, Silvestri is 90, Boyarsky is 68, Randy Holloway, the All-American, number 70 at tackle, and Hugh Green, the freshman at defensive end. The linebackers are Jeff Belusi and Al Chesley. Defensive secondary, a very good one, J.C. Wilson, Leroy Felder, great cornerbacks, Bob Jury and Jeff Delaney. And Fuller rolls to throw. He gets pressure, gets away from it. His pass is complete to his tight end, Anthony King. And King is up across the 30, and he's got a first down for the Clemson Tigers. It was Dave DeCiccio, 35, who had a shot at him in the backfield.
Fuller was just dropping back and had the rush. You can see 35 had the blitz on. He scrambled away from him, very much poised to hit the receiver for the first down. A very critical one.
Belusi getting the man. The receiver, as you look at Susie O'Donoghue, the Gator Bowl queen, it's first down, 32-yard line for the Clemson Tigers. And Fuller rolls it out. He delivers it. The pass is complete to Jerry Butler, and Butler is down at the Pittsburgh 45-yard line, first down. Jerry Butler. That's a 22-yard gain, and he's the leading receiver on the Clemson team.
He has great speed. He just turns in to the inside, and the linebacker was rushing the passer. Coach Johnson had the linebacker rushing and containing the defensive coach at Pittsburgh. He's wide open. The ball's right on target. Butler can run a 4.3 in the 40.
He caught 43 passes, 760 yards during the season, just short of the Pitt 45. First down, Dave Logan in at middle guard. Boyarsky is out. Brown has the ball, and Brown gets a couple of yards the hard way as Hugh Green, number 99, and Bob Jury, number 31, bring him down. Jury is a senior out of Library, Pennsylvania, and Green, of course, we told you, is a freshman.
And they called him the Jury for the defense.
Well, he intercepted 10 passes last season, not quite those kind of numbers this year, but collectively this is a very good defensive secondary, and the two cornerbacks, the games that I've seen them play, Wilson and Felder, are particularly effective. It is second down and 8 yards to go from near the Pitt 43-yard line. Ball given to Brown, the tailback, and Lester hits in there to about the 41. And he takes a pretty decent pop as he comes into the stack. And getting up out of the bottom of the pile is number 55, Al Chesley, a junior from Washington, D.C.
Jimmy Johnson, the defensive coordinator, who also is an Arkansas key, said they used 93 different defenses on first down during this past season. I don't know how they taught it, but they
93?
did. 93 is the word that he gave me today.
You can see that Clemson's passing, when they have gone to it, has been quite successful, averaging better than 15 yards per completion. Third down, 6. Fuller wants to go deep, does go deep. Butler. And the pass is overthrown. Jerry Butler flying downfield and slipped away from J.C. Wilson, but the ball led him a little too much. Darrell Meisenheimer, a reserve lineman, had his number carved by his barber on the back of his noggin, and on top of his head is a tiger paw.
True devotion.
And they tell me that you can buy baby bottles and blankets with tiger paws on them these days, right out of the Clemson Athletic Department, because their football program has been rolling along very nicely. At the 41-yard line, it is 4th down, and we'll get a field goal try now into the wind. Obed Ariri will try the field goal out of Billy Lott's hold. It is a 57-yarder, and it's into the wind.
Ouch. Delayed.
And game delayed here. That'll be 5 yards, and that'll back them up some more, and I suspect we'll bring on the punting team. Charlie Pell is the coach of the Clemson Tigers. His first year there as head coach. Jackie Sherrill is coach of the Pitt Panthers. His first year at Pittsburgh as head coach. But many of the young people on the Pittsburgh football team were recruited by Jackie Sherrill when he was an assistant to Johnny Majors at Pitt. Oops, Panthers almost jump offside. Penalty flag is thrown. The kick is away, and a fair catch is called by Gordon Jones, the deep man, back at the 11-yard line. So Pittsburgh did encroach a 35-yard punt, and we'll see whether or not Clemson elects to let it stand as it is. They've got the Panthers pretty well backed up back there at the 11.
They should refuse. I believe they'll refuse it. All likelihood. Nope, they're going to bring it back, go for the field goal.
Yep, they're going to bring Ariri back on the field and try that 57-yarder. Ariri, during the course of the season, 23 out of 24 on his extra points. He was 9 out of 17 in field goals, but he has not shown this kind of range.
No.
This would be the long one for him this season, and it would, by some degree, be the longest in the Gator Bowl.
Into the teeth of a 10-mile-an-hour wind seems to be impossible. Maybe
Bobby Lyle of Florida hit a 43-yarder, which is Gator Bowl record. Well, let's just see what he can do. Never know, do you? At 8:41 to go in the first quarter. Nope, it's well short. Hits in the end zone and bounces back. It'll come back out to the 20-yard line, where Pittsburgh will have it first down. So with 8 minutes and 34 seconds to play in the first quarter, Pittsburgh leading 7-0 gets the ball back.
You know the price of that engine job? About $500. This is a Fram oil.
As we look forward to that big game on Monday between Alabama and Ohio State, I might add that the shadow of Paul Bear Bryant is very obvious here in the Gator Bowl, because both these head coaches, Charlie Pell and Jackie Sherrill, played for him and coached under him and revere him. From the 20, Kavanaugh hands the ball off to number 44, Fred Jacobs, a sophomore out of Cincinnati, and he's hit down by number 84, Jonathan Brooks, a junior out of Salvoa, South Carolina. And a look at Charlie Pell, the Tiger head coach on the sidelines. A gain of 2, 2nd and 8 coming. Jackie Sherrill across the way, who was on Frank Broyle's staff at one time at Arkansas. 2nd and 8. Walker in motion, handed inside, and Jacobs gets to carry it again for his second successive time. Punches up across the 25 before Rich Tootin, a junior out of Arlington, Virginia, leads the Clemson tacklers. And Tootin, at 227 pounds, 6'1", they tell us that he bench presses 500 pounds.
He spent many an hour in that weight room. I hope he spent as much time on the books.
3rd down and 4 from near the 26-yard line. Kavanaugh sets him. Sends Rudershan in motion. Matt still got it to throw it. Goes to the sidelines. He hits Jones on the numbers. And it's first down Pittsburgh out near the 42-yard line. A 16-yard pickup, and the Panthers will get it 4 more times.
Here's Gordon Jones just running a simple out pattern, but the running play fake held the inside linebackers or anybody that might have helped on the underneath coverage. No one was there, right on target.
So it is first down Panthers at the 42. They lead 7-0. First quarter of play, Kavanaugh hands it to Elliott Walker. And Walker was jiggling the ball as he moved up to about the 45, but apparently held on to it. Tootin brought him down, number 51 in the orange for Clemson. Walker comes into the game needing, I believe, 28 yards tonight to go over the 1,000 mark as a running back. He is also already number 2 in the all-time list at Pittsburgh, behind, of course, Tony Dorsett. Second down, call it 7 from the 45. That's Walker. And he's close to a first down as he found some running room over the right side. Mark Hennepin, number 98, made the tackle for Clemson, and it helps him up. Getting good blocking on the right side from George Lincoln, Mark May, and Steve Gostad, the tight end.
Keith, the man in motion has another useful purpose. It makes the defense change their assignments because you've changed the strength of your offensive formation, and they have to do it in a couple of seconds.
Double tight end alignment now with Benji Pryor going in along with Gostad. Third down, a half a yard for the first down, and it's given to Elliott Walker. And Walker's got the first down for Pittsburgh down around the Clemson 47-yard line.
And the first time they lined up in the wishbone.
The wishbone. I was just about to say, we anticipated not seeing the wishbone until they were in a goal line situation, but I guess that's tantamount to a goal line circumstance there, isn't it?
They were in a goal line defense.
You can see the first quarter scoring, only 9 points scored against Pittsburgh in the first period, and all of those by field goals in 1977. From the Clemson 47-yard line. Kavanaugh gives it to Walker, and Elliott's down to the 45 for about 2 yards, and he is stacked up by the middle of the Clemson defense. Randy Scott, number 35, the leading tackler for the Tigers during the season. He's had a lot of action. He's a junior out of Waycross, Georgia. One of the reasons is that this big guy Tootin lines up there in the middle. He's so strong that he occupies a good deal of the center's attention, and when your middle guard can take and keep the center off the linebackers, then your linebackers ought to have a pretty successful year tackling people. Second down and 8. Just inside the 45. Kavanaugh drops it back to Jacobs, and a fine play by number 17, Bubba Rollins. Bubba Rollins, the rover, went right over the blocker to get his man back at midfield.
That's the way you coach it, Keith. What we call kamikaze. The cornerback is forcing the option play on the lead block. He takes the blocker and the ball carrier with his kamikaze charge right there. Oh, he'll get a big plus from that from the coach.
The second defensive unit is in that secondary now. Willie Jordan, Bubba Rollins, Steve Bryant stays in, but Eddie Gathers is in replacing Rex Barnes. It's Gostad in motion to the open side of the field, and Kavanaugh to throw it. He loops it off to the sidelines and over the head of the intended receiver, Gostad, and Randy Scott, the linebacker, was coming, and coming hard, and Matt had to get it off in a hurry.
The rush put him into a bad throwing position, and he had to overthrow it. He could not get set, step forward, and release the ball properly, and he went wild out of bounds. You can see it's 7-0 Pitt. Kavanaugh on the sidelines. The wrist that was broken in the opening game, still being protected by bandages. 4:26 to go, and Willie Jordan is deep to receive the punt. Joe Gasparovic is in to do the punting. He's a freshman out of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. They got 10 men up there, and they're coming. And he just got it off, and it's a beauty. And it's down. Oh, did he step on the goal line? Nope, they give it to him at the 1. A 49-yard punt with the win. Leroy Felder downs it at the 1-yard line, and the Clemson Tigers are definitely in the hole right now.
Stanley salutes all the
On the reception of the punt by the man coming downfield, was he in the end zone?
Well, it looks like he was, and it's a judgment call as to whether he had possession of the ball completely before he went into the end zone. I'm not sure exactly what the rule is, and to be honest with you, I think he should have brought back to the 20.
Whatever, it's on the 1. First down. Clemson Tigers, a place to be very careful. As Pittsburgh is leading 7-0, they have dominated the first quarter so far in the game. Tracy Perry is in at fullback, replacing Ken Callicutt now, number 46, a 220-pound sophomore out of Roxborough, North Carolina. He carried the ball out to close to the 4-yard line as we move inside 4 minutes to play in the first period. The Pittsburgh score coming on a 39-yard pass play, pass and run from Matt Cavanaugh to Elliott Walker. They'll keep it inside as the tailback runs it out close to the 7-yard line, and it'll bring up third down. They've got to go to the 11 for the first down, so they'll need about 4 yards. Lester Brown is the tailback with Tracy Perry, the fullback, and Steve Fuller is the quarterback for the Tigers. Wouldn't be surprised to see Mr. Fuller roll it out here.
He will do it at this part of the field. He has during the year, but this is a critical position to be in, having to kick in the win if they don't make the first down. You want one very desperately if you can.
3rd and 4. Well, he rolls to the tight side, gives to Lester Brown, the tailback, and he had no chance whatsoever. Coming over there is Hugh Green, 99, 31, Bob Jury, and 21, J.C. Wilson, and Wilson really put the pads on him.
Hugh Green, number 99, is destined for greatness. You can see him take on the blocker, release as the quarterback pitches, and he has that speed to get out and make the play.
As the punt comes out of the end zone, and Gordon Jones upfield goes, fair catch, fumbles the ball, and a lot of orange shirts jumping at it. So let's see as the officials unpile them. Who's got it? 31-yard punt. Pittsburgh. So the Panthers are sitting in awfully good position now with the wind at their back. 2 minutes and 56 seconds to play in the first quarter, and they've got the football, first down. And it's just inside the Clemson 38-yard line.
31-yard punt.
Keith, when you start with the ball inside the 40-yard line, you score about 50% of the time. 4 down territory.
Jones to this side. Gostad goes in motion to the open side. Cavanaugh throws to Jones, hits him at the 30, and he stumbled out of bounds. That stops the clock at 2:52 to go with Rex Varn, number 13, over there defending for the Clemson Tigers. That'll be a pickup of roughly 8 yards, and it'll bring up a second down and a long 2.
Keith, there was a penalty of motion. I think the receiver moved Jones just before the ball was snapped. He was a little eager.
So they'll move the football back now to the 43-yard line, where Pittsburgh will have it, as they were moving. You called it right, Coach. ABC's Wide World of Sports tomorrow. The World Figure Skating Champions will include Linda Fratiani, Hi Babylonia, Randy Gardner, Irina Rodnina, and Alexander Zaitsev, and Charles Tickner, along with international sidecar racing and freestyle skiing championships. Cavanaugh back to throw on 1st and 15. Throws it short. Jacobs has it. Sets the screen. Down the sideline. Get out of bounds. They have a clip.
I believe there was a clip.
Jerry Klein tells me it may well have been Matt Carroll who clipped Rich Tootin as he was pursuing the play across the field. So that play will be nullified, and they'll mark off a big one against the Pitt Panthers at 15 yards.
Cavanaugh is strong enough, quarterback, throwing the ball with the wind to make up the yardage they have. Long, first, 25, 30. Here's the screen. It was a screen pass. You can see Cavanaugh set it up. Now he drops back after the lineman, give him the rush. Let's see if we can see the clip by number
77.
Yeah, 77.
All right, it's first down and 41 to be exact for Pittsburgh from their own 41. The play is away. The pass is complete to Rudershan. They used to call him the Kamikaze Kid on the special teams when he risked life and limb to make plays for them, and he comes out here and makes a great catch down near the Clemson 40.
It's a slant end pass and one of the toughest to defend against when you're in a zone defense. He just goes down about 6 steps, breaks in behind the linebackers, and Cavanaugh anticipates where he's going to be open, and the ball is right on target.
Now the ball is at the 40. They've got to go inside the 28 for the first down. Call it second down and 13 as Cavanaugh rolls to throw again. Sets up the screen the other side to Elliott Walker. Oh, he may go. Out and inside the 5. Nope, they mark him at the 6-yard line. Shoved out by Roy Epps, number 25. That's a 34-yard pickup from the 40 to the 6, and the Panthers are prowling again.
You can see it. I think the fans watch the quarterback as he sets up, looks down the field, and then drops back and lays the ball out for the zone. Now the blocking forms, and Walker cuts back inside, gets into a wad of folks, and then breaks back outside and running free in the secondary.
I should point out that Brazosa blocked very well on 2 occasions. He held the man till Cavanaugh got the pass away and then went downfield and knocked down another one. And now Cavanaugh with a 1st and goal to go at the Clemson 6-yard line. Time is called.
Keith, Clemson has not double covered the receivers on 1 down so far this first quarter, leaving a one-on-one coverage with the speed that the receivers that Pittsburgh have is just probably tough for any of them to stop them.
You can see the numbers for Cavanaugh are getting pretty impressive already on only 5 completions. Walker has 2 catches for 73 yards, and he almost had his 2nd touchdown on that play. 1st and goal for the Panthers at the Clemson 6. Clemson partisans giving Cavanaugh a rough time down at that end of the field. They hand it off to Elliott Walker, and he's buried by a Fighting Tiger defense back on about the 8-yard line. Randy Scott, number 35, Bubba Brown, 47, and Tootin, number 51, all in there. As we're inside 2 minutes to play in the first quarter.
Why would a team go to the wishbone for 1 ball game? Normally a team in the split backs has no lead blocker, and they're seeing a 6'5", no one to block the linebacker, so they want to get an extra blocker for a lead inside play.
When they go into the wishbone formation, as they are now, they have Steve Harris in at fullback, flanked by Walker and Jacobs, and Cavanaugh gives it to Jacobs. And Jacobs is out of bounds at the 8-yard line. And so the Panthers are backing up now as Clemson is playing inspired defense. Steve Ryan, the free safety, pushed him out of bounds.
It's a hand sweep, which is one of the best plays in the wishbone today because teams are submarining on the goal line and they get cut off. But Clemson has good pursuit from this secondary and force him out of bounds for a loss.
Well, they certainly didn't get here without playing some pretty good defense.
Yes.
Out of the 8-yard line, it is 3rd down and goal to go. This time they move out of the wishbone. Cavanaugh sets up the throw, goes over the middle. The pass is incomplete, intended for Willie Taylor, the flanker. And Cavanaugh went down hard. And got up just a tad gingerly, too.
This was the slant end pass to Taylor coming across the middle, and Cavanaugh is trying to anticipate where he's going to be open, but he's a little bit high. I believe he might have caught the ball had it been lower.
The man who put the hit on Cavanaugh was Tootin, the middle guard. So the football is sitting at the 8. It is 4th down and goal to go. We'll have a 24-yard field goal try by Mark Schubert out of Tom Usick's hold. It's good. And so with 1 minute and 7 seconds to play in the first quarter, the Pitt Panthers have built their lead over the Clemson Tigers to a score of 10-0. And that was the first real instance, I think, of aggressive defensive play by the Clemson Tigers.
They were in their height with that wishbone, and they could penetrate from their gap 8 and force the linebackers through into the backfield, and they did. It's new for Pittsburgh. They probably haven't scrimmaged the wishbone during this off season.
In looking back over the history of the Clemson Tigers during the past season, you find that they have played fundamentally 8 people in their defensive secondary this year, and that when you see those kind of numbers, then you know right off that there is a weakness there. You're looking down on the Gator Bowl from the Goodyear Blimp Mayflower, based in Miami, with Captain Larry Chambers aboard. Our cameraman is Charlie Mitchell, and our video man is Lee Burton. And it must be a nice ride because it's a very comfortable, soft evening here in Jacksonville. Willie Jordan and Willie Underwood are deep as Trout comes in to hit it, and he hits it high, and he hits it deep, and there shouldn't be a return on this one as he runs Underwood way back into the end zone. We've got a penalty flag down on the field, so let's see what happens on that.
It's a bad place for Clemson. Most of them there are blocking below the waist, the new college rule.
It'll go against Pittsburgh.
Might lost his temper a little bit, covering the kick.
Personal foul against the Panthers, and that's going to give Clemson good a field position as they've had all night, really.
They've started back from their 20 and 80 yards from scoring.
At the 35, Pittsburgh now with 5 penalties in the game for 45 yards. So far in the game, Clemson has absorbed a 5-yard penalty. First down for the Tigers with 1 minute and 7 seconds to go in the first quarter from the 33rd Gator Bowl. You can see there where Clemson's offensive possession started from. Now they got a little room. As Fuller has one lone back remaining behind him, his fullback sends Weddington in motion. And Steve rolls out, gets his pass off, intended for Weddington. He's got it! Beautiful throw by Fuller, and Weddington gives Clemson a first down at the Pittsburgh 18. He beat J.C. Wilson, the cornerback. 46-yard pass play.
You can see that Fuller drops back. He's looking for the short man, but then the deep man comes open, and he lays it right in his arms. A beautiful throw and a beautiful catch. The man in motion, number 12, just turns down the field and runs right by number 21, Rick Weddington, the receiver, right on target.
They mark the ball at the Pitt 19-yard line. First down for the Tigers, 38 seconds to play first quarter. Fuller pitches the ball out to Lester Brown. And Brown gets a yard before he is dumped out of bounds by an angry J.C. Wilson. What do you mean picking on me like that? Of course, Hugh Green was there, and he helps too.
These Pittsburgh defensive backs support the run very quickly. They're good tacklers, good speed, and they usually support it in the other team's backfield.
At 33 seconds to go, first period, the ball is marked just inside the Pitt 18-yard line. Call it second down and 9. Calicut and Brown lined up in the eye behind Fuller. Fuller took some time, might have called an audible, keeps it himself, and takes a pretty good hit from Al Chesley, number 55, and J.C. Wilson, number 21.
Another penalty, Keith. Change the play at the line.
Offside Pittsburgh. So they check, and the audible by Fuller. Of course, Steve's got to be a thinker. He's major in industrial management over at Clemson. 6 semesters, he's had only 2 B's. All the rest of them have been A's. 3.95 grade point average.
Keith, he's only thrown 4 interceptions out of 182 attempts. That's probably first or second in the nation in avoiding interceptions.
So obviously Clemson will take the 5-yard walk-off against the Pitt Panthers. That'll put the football just inside the Pittsburgh 13, where it's going to be second down and 4. They go to the 9 for the first down. And you can see that Steve Fuller has just put himself in the Clemson football record book. Second down and 4. Fuller down the line, penalty flags. That first one came from the referee, and that usually means an infraction by the offense.
That will hurt them. They were in perfect position to make a first down on about the 5-yard line and have 4 downs from the 5, but this is going to put them right back on the 19.
Illegal motion, somebody moving, or some kind of procedure.
Clemson's running attack here many times, Keith, is check with me at the line. The quarterback will just step in the huddle and say, check with me at the line, and then he will run the option play to the right or the left after he studies the Pittsburgh defense and decides which way. You can see the fullback on the option play start just ahead of the count. Too eager to get in.
So the ball is brought back to the 18-yard line of Pittsburgh, where it is second down now and 9. So, in a sense, we've had offsetting penalty. Fuller back. Throws it short on a screen. It's intercepted. It is intercepted by number 35, Dave DeCiccio, junior out of Midland, Pennsylvania. And I remember vividly how well he played in the opening half against Notre Dame in the opening game of the season.
Then he had 16 tackles against Penn State in the last game of the season. He's their end that drops off on passing downs. Doesn't rush the passer. They let Green, the other end, do the rushing. He's in perfect position, but again, the ball is tipped through the receiver's hands.
Lester Brown, the intended receiver, so Clemson is turned away by the interception. Pittsburgh gets the ball, first down at their 18-yard line with 16 seconds to play in the first quarter, the long quarter. Walker goes in motion. They give it away inside to Jacobs, and Jacobs runs it out across the 20 to the 23, where Mark Henneford, a senior out of Loris, South Carolina, makes the tackle, and that should mean the end of the first quarter of play as the clock runs out. And so after the first 15 minutes of football in this 33rd...
Taking good pictures.
All right, here we go with the second quarter of play in the Gator Bowl in Jacksonville here on ABC. And we do, in fact, wish you all a very happy New Year, and join us on Monday for the matchup between Ohio State and Alabama. Woody Hayes and Barry Ryan. Oh, my goodness. It is second down and 5 for the Pitt Panthers in white. They lead 10-0. Kavanaugh hands the ball to Elliott Walker. Having a big night. Walker gets a first down as he pounds out near the 34 before Mark Henneford put the stop on him, number 98. Henneford is the lighter of the defensive unit up front for Clemson at 199 pounds. The numbers on the first half, right?
Well, of course, Pittsburgh has the advantage, 145 yards to 90. Most of Clemson's 90 yards was on one play that was wasted with a pass interception on the next series.
Again, remind you that Pittsburgh's been hit with 6 penalties for 50 yards. Clemson 2 penalties and 10 yards. And Kavanaugh stands up, pops it, pass caught by Rudershan. Randy keeps pumping away. And he's out to about the 44, and he is very close to a first down.
Pittsburgh has not used the same formation on 2 downs in the ball game.
You can see the huddle going on with the offensive unit for the Clemson Tigers on the sideline, trying to hitch it up and get it all put back together for them. Poise becomes a very important factor. These are 2 very young football teams. Pittsburgh with 16 seniors on the roster. They had 46 a year ago in the Sugar Bowl when they played Georgia. There are 22 freshmen on an 80-man roster, so they're a very young team. But that guy at quarterback is an old-timer. Kavanaugh sends it deep for Gordon Jones, and he's got it at the Clemson 15-yard line. A sensational catch. He just simply went up over the top of Rex Barn and brought it down. Bard is 6'1", Gordon Jones 6'1", but Jones just out-leaped him.
Jones is just running the fly pattern. The fake was away from him to keep the free safety out of it, and you can just see he's got too much ability. He goes above him and comes down with the football. Sensational play.
A 41-yard pickup on the pass play from Matt Kavanaugh to Gordon Jones, and it's first down Pittsburgh at the Clemson 15. Rex did just about all he could do, didn't he?
Yes, he was in perfect position. He just couldn't jump that high.
Kavanaugh keeping. Turns it up, and his feet slip out from under him, and Bubba Rawlins nails him down. Gained 2 yards. Kavanaugh now 7 out of 9 for 168 yards.
He's one of the best quarterbacks I think I've seen in college football. His game against Georgia in the Sugar Bowl last year, I thought was one of the prettiest played by a quarterback that I had ever seen.
Does not waste any motion when he delivers the pass either. Gets it out of there in a hurry. Elliott Walker in motion. Kavanaugh turns around and gives to Jacobs, and he goes to the 10. Jacobs is a 175-pounder, and he hits inside with some authority.
I mentioned again that the man in motion seems to be confusing Clemson. Pittsburgh had not used the man in motion in earlier games. This time, with the man in motion, Clemson has to change their defense, and they're leaving some holes in that line of scrimmage.
Pittsburgh has been down here in Jacksonville since December 21, cold up at home, so they came on down here to get in some heavy work, and they put the first offense against the first defense and went at it. Third down from just outside the 10. Kavanaugh's pass good to Walker. Walker tumbles in, touchdown.
Is he having a night?
Elliott Walker, right in the corner, went up over the top of Steve Ryan and got it in for his second touchdown of the night.
They put 4 receivers out, and they were playing man-to-man close to the goal line. He was playing him deep, and he let him catch the ball and then run over him.
The point try now by Mark Schubert. Tom Musick will hold it at 12:04 to go in the second quarter. The kick is good. And so the Pitt Panthers now getting to march along as they build their lead to 17-0.
Here's to good friends. Tonight is kind of special. The beer will
Happy birthday, you old.
The Goodyear Blimp drifting over Jacksonville, Florida. Just driving around the Laguna Seca Raceway in an automobile is enough. To go around that thing 100 miles an hour in a sidecar. Oh, my. All right, Elliott Walker has caught 3 balls tonight for 83 yards. He has scored 2 touchdowns, 12:04 to go in the first half, and Pittsburgh is out on top 17-0, and the Clemson Tigers got some heat on them right now. The kick is fielded well upfield at short by number 14, J.D. Hagelin, and he brings it back out across the 25 to about the 27. So Steve Fuller will have a little bit of room to work with now.
The wind to his back.
And there is enough wind to be concerned about, particularly if you want to throw the ball deep.
Pittsburgh will gamble on defense now. They'll go after him with a lot of stunts.
Butler comes way wide to the open side of the field. Fuller goes back to throw it. Heats on, gets his pass off. It is complete to Anthony King, the tight end, and King's upfield for a first down for the Clemson Tigers. And they'll mark his progress out to about the 43-yard line.
It was beautiful the way Fuller rolled to his left and turned his shoulders, Keith, and went forward towards the line of scrimmage where he could throw the ball accurately to King in the flat, who was wide open.
Give him 15 yards on the throw and run, and up to the 42. First down for the Tigers. Working out of the eye. The man in motion, Fuller back to throw it, goes over the middle, pass is too long. The pass was intended for Dwight Clark, 6'3", 207-pound junior out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Fuller had him out there and had a chance to get to him, but the ball was overthrown.
He had just one step on the safety man jury. Fuller will not give up. They've been behind before. The drive that they made against South Carolina after leading and going behind was a thing of beauty.
He and Butler and Weddington hooked up on some key pass plays in that one. Second down 10 from the 42, handed off inside to the up man out of the I formation, the fullback, Ken Calicut. And the big senior out of Chester, South Carolina, hits it up near the 47 for 5. It'll be third down and 5 now for the Tigers. David Logan, the middle guard, made the tackle.
Pittsburgh coaches say he's a very, very quick nose guard, destroyed their own offense in the spring before he was injured.
He's been knocking them around in practice sessions down here in Jacksonville, too. Third and 5 now for Clemson. And they send Clark in motion again with Fuller looking for some help over the middle. He goes to Butler. Great catch by Butler. Caught the ball right in front of Bob Jury. He took his punishment and held on. First down, Tigers, Pittsburgh 36.
Sensational play. Butler sprints right into the middle, and the rush is on. But Fuller throws it a little bit behind him. Just a great catch.
Well, I like him, Frank. He's good at it.
Butler and Gordon Jones of Pittsburgh may be two of the finest receivers in America.
He looked that thing right into the numbers. He took his punishment and held on for a 17-yard gain. We've got 10 minutes and 57 seconds to play in the first half. Pittsburgh leading 17-0, and Clemson now showing a little bit of hunger for the end zone.
Enjoying
6-yard line. Weddington coming in motion. Fuller rolls it the other way, and he just missed Butler. Butler put a heck of a move over there on J.C. Wilson, worked himself right into the crease, and Fuller couldn't hit him.
One of the toughest passes to throw. The timing has to be absolutely perfect. Over behind Wilson, the cornerback, in front of Jury, the safety.
Fuller is now 5 out of 10 in passing with 107 yards, 1 interception. Cavanaugh, 8 out of 10 for 178 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Most bowl games are decided on the passing game.
Second and 10 at the 36. This time Clark comes in motion, and Fuller hands inside to his fullback Calicut. No room there as Logan and company nailed the play down at the 34-yard line. Jeff Pelusi, sophomore linebacker out of Youngstown, Ohio.
Clemson knows with their man in motion to make Pittsburgh defense pin them down a little bit to where they can't use those multiple schemes.
Ken Calicut had to come out of the ball game. Tracy Perry going in at fullback absolutely undressed Calicut that last carry. He's got to get a new shirt wearing those tearaway jerseys. It's third down and 8 yards to go, and Fuller has it. Got some room to run. But cannot get enough as he is knocked out of bounds by Dave DeCiccio short of the 30-yard line. So it's going to bring up 4th and long for Clemson.
Fuller has deceptive speed, 4'6", but he's so tall, about 6'4" or 5", that he doesn't look very fast, but he can run with a football.
Billy Lott comes out. That means that we'll have Obed Ariri from Nigeria, a sophomore, trying a field goal, and it'll be a 49-yarder. Got enough leg. Clemson's on the board. That is a new Gator Bowl record distance for a field goal. Old record having been 43 yards. Bobby Lyle of Florida. It is now owned at 49 yards by Obed Ariri. And somewhere down the road, somebody's going to look in the history book and say, where was he from?
That was critical that they get some points out of that. That will really change the momentum and give them some hope. Going to have to do it passing, looks like.
17-3 ball game now with 10:05 to play in the first half.
Big plays have been the difference in this ball game. Pittsburgh with Elliott Walker, they just can't cover it. But also with Gordon Jones.
Gordon Jones right now is going deep to receive the kickoff from Ariri of the Clemson Tigers, number 24 in white. And he is a flyer.
His nickname is Too Much Talent. Instead of too tall Jones, it's Too Much Talent.
Ariri ready now. Come into it sideways and whack it, and hangs it way up in the air, pretty short. It's taken up on, it's fumbled up on the 12-yard line by Mike Balzer, and Mike gets it out across the 15 to about the 17. See the tiger paws painted on the cheeks of the ladies all over the stadium. Like I said a while ago, that's sort of become the symbol of Clemson football.
Their fans are enthusiastic and they get involved. The strategy on that kickoff, Keith, was to keep it away from Gordon Jones. They kicked it over to the corner where he could not get it.
Worked for him, too, because Pittsburgh now got to start with the ball just outside the 16, as you see the comparison between the two teams so far in passing and rushing. Exactly 10 minutes to play in the first half. Rudershan's in motion. Cavanaugh keeping, now giving it. And the football is fumbled, and Clemson's got it.
Hello, that's the break they needed.
Jim Stuckey, number 83, 235-pound sophomore out of Case, South Carolina, comes up with the recovery.
And Cavanaugh was going to his left and pitching the ball back with his left wrist.
The sore left wrist that is still in Case in a wrapping.
He has been very reluctant to run the option play to the left, but it was right on target.
Oh, yeah, wasn't match ball.
No. Jacobs just took his eyes off of it. One thing you have to do is concentrate. You can't look where you're going to run till you catch it.
So Fred Jacobs' fumble gives Clemson the ball. First down at the 18-yard line with 9:54 to go, and everybody wearing orange is up and hollering. Weddington in motion for Clemson. Steve Fuller throws, got Butler, it's intercepted! Bob Jury stepped in front and picked it off, and he comes back out to the 27-yard line. Fuller had Butler and waited just a fraction too long.
He was open, the ball, he wasn't ready to throw, roll into his left. Keith, it takes a little bit longer to turn your shoulders, shift your feet, and be able to release the ball, go into the left, and by then, Jury had recovered. You can see Fuller rolling to his left, turning up in where he can't get it, but by the time he throws it, here is Jury, that's his 20th interception as a Pittsburgh Panther player. 10 last year.
Only the 5th time this season that Fuller has been intercepted. So the Panthers get it right back. First down at the 27. Rudishan open side of the field. Motion. Short pass. Incomplete. Intended for Gordon Jones. And Cavanaugh threw that one a little bit behind Gordon.
And a little bit hard.
And a little hard, yeah.
That's a tough pass to cover. It's a tough pass to throw. It is tough to catch. A quick slant in.
So it'll be second down and 10 for the Panthers now, as they are working from their 27-yard line on Bob Jury's 20th career interception at Pittsburgh. Jones in motion. Cavanaugh to throw. Loops up the screen. Walker's got it. And number 84, Jonathan Brooks, makes a fine play defensively for Clemson. He trailed it all the way across the field, coming from his left-end position, and he made the stop.
He recognized it, and he didn't let anything delay him. He very eagerly sprinted across the field. By the time Walker got it, he was on top of it. Sensational play, defensive play for Brooks.
And so it is third down at 10 now from the 27.
Pittsburgh coaches said they were going to throw the ball 25 or more times tonight, and they're doing it.
Yep. That's called a fun game. Bostad in motion. Cavanaugh under pressure, gets away from it. Everybody's covered now. Matt's got to eat it back at the 20.
Great coverage by Clemson. When you scramble that long, you just hold your breath because somebody's going to be open, but Clemson had them covered.
The two tackles, Stuckey, number 83, and Archie Reese, number 65, were the two people who really had the heat on Cavanaugh, and now Gasparovic is in to punt into the wind, and the ball should be hit with a foot right about the 10-yard line. Willie Jordan is back to receive it, so Clemson should come out of this with pretty decent field position.
They've got 10 men up, and Pittsburgh's taking plenty of time to count them off, but now they're dropping back.
Now they peel 3 back to block. The kick is away, and it's a cannon shot. Beautiful kick by Gasparovic, fielded by Jordan. To the sideline and out of bounds. It was a 47-yard punt by the Pittsburgh freshman. Leroy Felder shoved the receiver out of bounds. Clock stops at 8:01 to play first half, and Pitt leading 17-3.
I'm Jackie Stewart, and I can tell you
Woody Hayes have ever squared off this one.
You can believe they want to win this one very desperately.
503 wins between them. First down for Clemson at the 44-yard line. Fuller rides it off inside, and the first big break up the middle by a running back is Tracy Perry, the fullback of the sophomore from Roxborough. Gets a first down for the Clemson Tigers inside the Pittsburgh 45.
Keith, the outside veer was originally designed for the split backs, but the I formation teams have picked it up. You see the tight end blocked down. It's the outside veer. He's trying to get in for the linebacker, but he can't do it, but he leaves it with the fullback. Breaks clean inside the defensive end.
Ball is handed off again inside. Fuller turned around anxiously after the handoff, not at all sure that he'd been able to get the football over to his fullback Perry. Jeff Belusi and Bill Neal were right there for Pittsburgh. There was very little gain on the play, maybe a half yard. So it'll be second down 9.
Out of 186 passes, Fuller had 4 interceptions. He's had 2 tonight.
Second down 9 from the 44. Rides it off again to his fullback, and the play is good to the 40. That leaves him well short of his first down. He's going to be looking at third down and about 6. Logan on the tackle. Oh, good. Big juke. Like his hat. Like his hat. Ball is just short of the 40, where it'll be third down and 6.
Yeah, he's going to take time out. He's not sure what to do.
So time is called by Clemson as Fuller comes to the sideline to talk to the offensive coordinator and his head coach, Charlie Pell. Timeout remaining. Clemson one more, and Pittsburgh with all three remaining at 6:32 to go in the first half of the ball game. And the Panthers leading by a score of 17-3. Twice Clemson has been in position to threaten the end zone, and twice have been turned away by interception. One by Bob Jury and the other by Dave DeCiccio. To give you an idea of the appetite for this ball game by the Clemson followers, they had a basketball game that was transferred from Clemson down here to Jacksonville and played at the Jacksonville Coliseum today. And it was Clemson's team coming into the game was 8-1. They were playing Boston University. They didn't sell any tickets at all for the ball game played here in Jacksonville. All of the tickets were sold up in South Carolina. And Clemson rewarded those faithful folks with a 100-55 victory, and the Tiger basketball team is now 9-1.
They've got a good program going. They're to be congratulated. Good football team, good basketball. The money sports.
Big play here, 3rd down 6, if they are to keep possession. Fuller back to throw. Passes away to the sidelines to the tight end, King. And King is belted down at about the 34, and he may have just enough.
Looks like he made it, Keith, on a sensational play. If he'd gone on out of bounds, it would not have been a first down, but he stopped, cut back inside very wisely, and made the first down on individual effort.
Just inside the Pittsburgh 34.
It was an option pass. He didn't know whether to go to the curl man or the flat. The flat man's open, but watch him stop. The defender overruns it. Number 14, he cuts back and just makes the first down.
Clock running at 6 minutes to play first half. Pitt leading 17-3. Clark in motion. Fuller under pressure. Hugh Green, 99, gets the quarterback down at the 33. So he gained about 6 inches on the carry. Hugh Green is a freshman out of Natchez, Mississippi at 6'2", 215, and with his quickness, and undoubtedly still growing, I wouldn't be surprised to see him show up at linebacker.
And he made second-team All-American as a freshman. Their coaches just smile when they mention his name.
Well, it's 2nd down and 10. Just outside the 33 or inside the 34. Fuller. Green's after him and got him. Pressure was on to that side. Fuller actually fell over his own quarterback, Tracy Perry, trying to block Dave Logan, but it was Fuller who got very much involved and brought him down. And you're right, I haven't called Randy Holloway's number yet tonight because he's been pretty well contained over there by the likes of Jimmy Weeks, Lacey Brumley, and Joe Bostic.
His strong point is rushing the passer, Randy Holloway.
Up in the center of that Clemson offensive line, you have Jeff Bostic at center and Joe Bostic at guard. Two brothers playing shoulder to shoulder. On 3rd down. Pass is incomplete. Well, he gets up all right. Lester Brown. I wasn't sure if Lester was going to get up after that lick by Al Chesley, number 55.
The linebackers got all the advantage on that play. The ball carrier's looking back. It's a delay where Brown fakes a block over on the right of the screen and then drifts right over the middle, and he's looking at the ball. Of course, the linebacker has a free shot at it.
54-yard field goal try by Obed Ariri. He hit a 49er a moment ago, but this one's going to be short. And slides off to the right. So he misses from 54 yards. Clemson gives up the football. It'll be first down for the Panthers at their 20. They lead it 17-3.
See what's new today.
Last year, Chevrolet introduced a new kind of 6-passenger car. And like hot dogs and apple pie, America is eating it up. Now in its 2nd year, the new Chevrolet Caprice continues to give you
more headroom,
more rear seat leg room,
more trunk room,
more manageability in city traffic,
more mileage.
The beautiful new Chevrolet Caprice. Now that's more like it.
Up here, the wind can turn an entire ski slope into one big snowdrift. But you're going to take the mountain away from the storm and give it back to the skiers. Now comes Miller time. Time to head for the best tasting beer you can find. America's quality beer, Miller High Life.
If you've got the time,
If you've got the time,
we've got the beer.
Miller beer.
All right, the Panthers have the ball. First down at the 20 as a result of the missed field goal from 54 yards by Ariri of Clemson. Matt Cavanaugh is in there at quarterback. He's gone all the way so far. Rudershan in motion. Panthers working into the wind. Cavanaugh options, slips and slides down. Right up across the 20 at the 21-yard line. At halftime, our Fireman's Fun flashback tonight will feature some of the history on Clemson football and the man who made it so. The man who coached football up in Death Valley, as they call it, South Carolina, for 30 years. Only head coaching job he ever had, Frank Collins.
And he was assistant 9 before that, 39 years. Bobby Dodd's the only other one I know has spent that much time at the same school.
Second down 9 for the Panthers from the 21. Oh, it's Elliott Walker, and he pops it over the left side and gets it up to the 27, and one more step, and he would have been long gone. Matt Carroll is playing over on the left side, replacing Art Bortnick in tonight's game. As you see, the pretty Gator queen, Susie O'Donoghue. Very cold. We were down in Orlando a couple of days ago, and it was woof. Oh, cold up here, too.
Cold in Miami.
But it's warmed up considerably. Third down and 3. Cavanaugh keeps. Fights into the stack at 219 pounds. He's got enough muscle to get in there and knock heads with him, and he's out across the 30, and he's going to have a Pittsburgh first down. Elliott Walker is 1 yard shy of 1,000 for the 1977 football season. 1 yard.
Cavanaugh made the first down just on his strength. He was hit a yard in the backfield. He just kept pushing forward and made 2 yards and got the first down.
At 2:54 to play in the first half, it's a 17-3 ball game. Clemson's had their opportunities, but so far the Pittsburgh defense turned them away. 2 interceptions primarily the reason. First down, 31. Kostad in motion. Cavanaugh options outside. It comes to Elliott Walker. He's got his 1,000 yards. He got 2 yards on that carry. And so Elliott Walker, the number 2 man in rushing history at Pittsburgh behind Tony Dorsett. And have a look now at Randy Scott, leading tackler for Clemson this season.
He's protected, and he scrapes off right outside and finally gets back into play. They try to protect him where no offensive blocker can get to him, and then he can pursue and make the play without blockers at his legs.
The football is sitting at the 33, second down and 8 for Pittsburgh, and time is called now. Charge to Pittsburgh. So the Panthers will have 2 times out remaining with 1:59 to play in the first half. Clemson now making some defensive substitutions too. We've had a considerable amount of rotation among the defensive backs with Eddie Getters, Brian Keir, Bubba Rollins, and Willie Jordan playing in the secondary. And now you get Roy Epps back in, Steve Ryan, and Rex Barnes.
That's amazing, Keith, that they will play 8 defensive backs. Most coaches are reluctant to play even the 5th defensive back. They usually keep 4 people out there even when they're way ahead. They're just scared to put anybody else in. But he told me to stay. They rotate 8 defensive backs.
Ogden Hansford is what they call the rover at Clemson. He's number 18.
The Wolf at Michigan.
Yeah.
The Hog at Arkansas.
You don't call him a hog.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Razorbacks.
Before this night is over, I want to hear a little suey pig.
I said today in the hotel, if these Tiger fans could learn to yell like "Woo Pig Suey," they'd tear the roof off these pigs.
They made a lot of noise when they
It wouldn't be fair.
It
wouldn't be fair.
1:59 to go in the first half. Pittsburgh with the ball. Second down, 8 yards to go. Willie Taylor in motion. Cavanaugh wants to throw it. Goes to Jones. He's short. He has it. He slides down. First down, Pittsburgh at the Clemson 47.
Absolutely perfect execution, Keith. One-on-one coverage. faked away from him. Jones pushes deep. You can see the quarterback fake to the left. Cavanaugh is going to throw back to the right. One-on-one throwback hook. No man in America can cover it. You have to double cover it if you're going to stop it.
If I were a defensive back and saw Gordon Jones coming at me like that, I think all I could say was, oh, Lordy, help me. Here's the pass to the sidelines. It bounces in front of Willie Taylor. It is incomplete. So it'll be second down and 10. Here's the strong man in the middle who bench presses 500 pounds, and you can see he and Brazoza are having a war.
And Brazoza's getting a little help from the guard. But that's what a nose man's faced with, because the guards can turn in on it. He's got the whip 3 to rush the passer.
Gave old Tom a lick there, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Ball is at the 47, second down and 10. 47 of Clemson. Cavanaugh. Oh, Jones came back and caught it. The ball was thrown right into Randy Scott, bounced off his chest up in the air, and son of a gun, Gordon Jones, in the play all the way, comes back to make it a completion.
Cavanaugh throws the ball a little low right into the linebacker Scott's hands, but it was so hard he couldn't handle it. And Jones comes back and makes a sensational play. He's alert.
And it's a first down. At the Clemson 35, Cavanaugh goes the other way to Jones, and he dropped it.
He's tired. Look at him.
Rex
he
Barnes.
Is tired.
Rex Enright Barnes. Does that stir some memories? Well, Rex Enright, who coached so long and so well at the University of South Carolina, his granddaddy. Jones now has caught the ball 5 times for 100 yards in the game. He's out now, and Rudershan is in to replace him at the wide receiver position. Rudershan has been playing at the flanker spot, but Taylor stays in, and Rudershan will go wide.
Most teams that play a zone coverage double cover on least passing down. The Clemson has yet to double cover.
On second and 10, just inside the Clemson 35. Penalty flag thrown, too much time called against the Panthers. That'll back them up. It'll be second down and 15.
They had the blitz on then. Going to play man and rush.
And the linebackers are snorting back there. One of the cornerbacks probably said, "No, done it. I missed my chance to sock it to him." 1 minute and 14 seconds to go in the first half. Pittsburgh, again, I'll go back to that number I gave you earlier on the total number of penalties this past season. 87 times they were whistled down for 824 yards. That's a bunch.
You have to have a great quarterback to make it up and get him points on the scoreboard.
Second down, 15 from the 40. Cavanaugh, good protection over the middle, and where's his man? Nobody there. Taylor coming back into the middle. It looked like Rudershan and Taylor, one of them ran the wrong pattern.
I think he just threw the ball away. The receivers were both covered. They were in the man-for-man blitz. He knew he had to get rid of it, and the receiver had not been able to get open on the post route, so he just threw it down there anyway.
Well, I'm sure Matt appreciates you saying that. Or if, in fact, there was a mistake made.
He doesn't panic. He hadn't been off target that far. I think he did it purposely.
It's third down and 15.
All those formations are confusing a little bit.
Now you send Rudershan. Now they're going to pay the price for all that fiddling around. It's going to cost them another 5 yards for too much time. What they did was they sent Jacobs out of the ball game, brought in Rudershan to put him in motion out of a backfield position, and that would give them the 3 wide men, Taylor, Jones, and Rudershan. And Randy's a sort of a fellow who will play anywhere, including tote the water bucket. But that time he said, wait a minute, this is something new.
The strategy.
Did we practice this?
The strategy was to get Rudershan on a linebacker man-for-man. They expected rush again, and that would force the linebacker to drop off and cover him, and he's a wide receiver, and it would be a mismatch.
1:10 to go first half. 8 penalties, 62 yards now against the Panthers in the first half. They lead 17-3. And you got the same situation now as Rudershan goes in motion. That gives him 3 wide men. And Cavanaugh's pass going over the middle. It is no good. Double coverage that time. First time tonight, Frank, we've had double, and they doubled up on Gordon Jones.
He is the type of receiver that you will have to double up a lot. And then when you do, you weaken your running defense to the other side, which is their formation side. He's the split end.
Cavanaugh threw that football about 44 yards into the wind. Decent arm. Jordan is back now. Willie going back to near his 15, inside the 15 now, as Gasparovic is in to do the punting. And Joe should hit it from around his own 45-yard line. Minute and 3 seconds to go in the first half. Pittsburgh taking a whole lot of time.
He got the blitz on.
Well, there's not much pressure on him. It's a low spinner, and it takes a good bounce. Jordan's going to leave it alone because he's looking at white shirts. Pelusi in a hurry down there, eyeballing him. And the ball is marked down just inside the 12. Walt Brown, who does the snapping for Pittsburgh, was also downfield. And they tell me that Walt Brown has not had a bad snap all year. It was a 38-yard punt. On the surface, that might look like so much, but look where the ball is. No return back at the 12, at the 7.
The long snap is a lost art, the T formation, you know, and did away with the single wing. You just don't develop the long snappers, and coaches are looking for them, get them out of the student body like we did this year.
Yes. At the 7, Clemson's ball, first down. Butler comes wide to the open side or the left side. They'll play with it in the middle as they bring it up across the 10 for about 3, maybe 4, as we go inside a minute to play in the first half. So the Pitt Panthers figure to go to the locker room leading by 14 at halftime, expecting a considerable joust with these Tigers in the second half because Clemson, as I said, had their opportunities to put more points on the board, but were turned away on 2 occasions by interceptions. DeCiccio and Jury. Looking down on the Gator Bowl from the Goodyear blimp with our captain, Larry Chambers. Second down and 7, and popping out of the stack. And getting good yardage out of it is Ken Calicut, the fullback. He's up for a first down. And we've got 13 seconds to play in the first half. Looking at the Pittsburgh side of the field with the head coach Jackie Sherrill there in the background. 2 seconds, 1 second, and the first half is over. And the score at halftime, Pittsburgh 17, Clemson 3. We'll be back with a Fireman's Fund flashback and other halftime activities after this message and a word from our local station.
It feels good. Floating up the diagonal can seem magical and even awesome on this new Westinghouse escalator in Washington, D.C.'s Metro. It rises 10 stories high. For vertical magic, Westinghouse is building elevators you can see and see out of, and with horizontal elevators for the airports of today and the downtowns of the future, moving around in all dimensions is being made more fun by Westinghouse, a powerful part of your life.
From blazing heat to paralyzing cold, season after season, the JCPenney battery has more power to start your car more dependably than any other car battery you can buy. And it never needs water. In fact, it's so dependable, it's warranted for as long as you own your car. If it ever fails to hold a charge, return it. We'll replace it, free. Only at JCPenney Auto Centers or catalog desks. It's the last battery your car will ever need.
Monday, Lucan finds a lead to his lost parents, but it may be a trap.
Hey, come on out, boy!
You want me to do him like I've done the others?
You do him any way you want. We got him, let's go!
Lucan.
Watch Monday on
Pittsburgh, of course, has the advantage on the scoreboard. They have the advantage in the statistics, but mainly because they cashed in on the scoring opportunities, and Clemson did not. That's the difference.
So the Panthers come up now with Matt Cavanaugh at quarterback, Elliott Walker, Fred Jacobs. They send Gostad in motion, and Cavanaugh options the ball to Elliott Walker. Walker is caught and down at the 26-yard line. Now, the defensive unit for the Clemson Tigers has Jonathan Brooks at left end, Jim Stuckey at left tackle, recovered a fumble. The strong man in the middle is Rich Tootin. Archie Reese is the big right side tackle, and Mark Henneford, the right end, with Randy Scott, the linebacker, along with Bubba Brown, left and right. We'll show you the defensive secondary in just a moment. We've got a man down on the field. One of the Clemson players is shaken up, and we have a record crowd for the Gator Bowl game tonight. New attendance record of 72,289. The old mark, 72,248, was set in 1969 when Florida beat Tennessee 14-13. It was Jim Stuckey shaken up. He's coming out. Roy Epps at cornerback. Rex Barn is the other cornerback for the Tigers. Ogden Hansford is the Tiger back of the Rover, and Steve Ryan is the free safety. So Stuckey is out of the lineup, and Tony Williams goes in. He's a junior from Darlington, South Carolina, number 76.
Keith, the reason the coaches take them out is not a charge timeout to them if they substitute for the injured player for one play.
Football is at the 22-yard line of Pittsburgh. Second down and 8 to go for the Panthers. And Elliott Walker has gone over the 1,000-yard mark in tonight's game. And Cavanaugh throws that little pop. It is knocked up in the air, and it is caught by Randy Rodershan. And that is the second Pittsburgh pass completion we have had tonight that has bounced off of a Clemson player. It banged this time off Jonathan Brooks. Last time it was Randy Scott, and Gordon Jones made the catch. So you got to be in the ball game to make that kind of a play work, Frank.
It's the slant-in pass, and of course the lineman deflects the ball, and it goes a mile high. Taylor just comes across and grabs it very, very alertly.
And it's a first down for the Pitt Panthers out at the 41-yard line. 19 yards on the pickup. Elliott Walker caught behind the line of scrimmage. Back in the lineup, Jim Stuckey out for one play, came right back in and made the play right at the line of scrimmage. The Pittsburgh backfield and the wide men line up with Cavanaugh at quarter, Jacobs, Walker, the setbacks, Rudershan, Jones, Gostad, the tight end. Walker now 10 for 31 in tonight's game, running the ball, gives him 1,003 yards. Offensive unit there up front, you see, for the Panthers on second down and 10. Oh, Walker, big hole up the middle, and he gets over to the Clemson 48, maybe the 47, before Mark Henneford, number 98, makes the tackle for the Tigers. And so Elliott Walker, who's playing on a sore right ankle, having trouble getting up on that ankle right now. We may see a change at the running back position. He's been hobbled with that sore right ankle. And he's going to leave the ball game, and coming in to replace him is JoJo Heath, number 36, a sophomore out of Monessen, Pennsylvania. You can see that Walker's had a big night. Bulk of that yardage, however, 125 of it, has come at the end of passes. 4 for 83. Cavanaugh back to throw. A lot of time, and hits the man on the sidelines. Gordon Jones, first down, Pittsburgh at the Clemson 31. Jones just went down the sidelines and hit the crowd.
And the defensive cornerback will retreat. He thinks he reads him going deep. If you had a picture of it, he would be faking deep, and the cornerback is way down the left corner of the field. Number 25, he had fallen down. You can see the great speed that Jones has. When he pushes deep, you can see number 25 think that he's already committed deep, but he turns and the ball is right on target. Tough to defend.
Jones is a junior. He'll be back next year. First down at the Clemson 31. Uh-oh, he's going to throw it. He throws for Jones, and it is intercepted by Steve Ryan. Took it right off the grass. The back judge was right there looking in on it and immediately called it interception.
Old coaches would say, was Cavanaugh throwing? Why let anybody else throw? That's what you'd say after it's intercepted. Of course, you can see that the quarterback turned right back. The pass was underthrown. Jones could have been open for the touchdown.
It's first down, Clemson at their own 5. Steve Fuller. Now he delivers it outside, and there's about a yard there for the trailing back. Lester Brown and Jeff Delaney, the strong safety, across to make the tackle. Hugh Green was also involved in the play. So give him a yard. Second down and 9 coming up.
Jeff Delaney is a 3.8 pre-med student, the kind of strong safety who's got a lot of complicated assignments that you won't. He can do anything you ask of him.
He's big enough, 6'1", 190, out of Upper St. Clair, Pennsylvania. Fuller hands it off inside to Callicott, and Callicott gets it up across the 10 to the 12. Here's a look at the Pittsburgh defenders. Dave DeCiccio, who had a pass interception in the first half at end. Gary Silvestri is the left tackle. Jerry Boyarsky started at middle guard. Randy Holloway, the All-American defensive tackle. And number 99, Hugh Green, who's been very active. Jeff Belusi, the left linebacker, and Al Chesley, the right linebacker. The football is at the 12-yard line. It is third down and 3 yards to go for Clemson if they are to keep it. Fuller option, spins, and he's across the 15. He will have his first down. Al Chesley made the tackle for Pittsburgh. So the Tigers wiggle off the hook a little bit here as they move it from the 5 out to the 16. The defensive secondary for Pittsburgh, J.C. Wilson is the cornerback. On the left side, Leroy Felder, the cornerback on the right side. Jeff Delaney, the young man we were talking about a moment ago. And Bob Jury, who had a pass interception, his 20th in his career in Pittsburgh at the free safety. First down, Tigers at the 16. Chesley made a move like he was coming. Fuller takes it the other way with Lester Brown, and Brown found a little room on the sideline that time, got it up across the 20 before Jeff Belusi knocked him out of bounds, and Charlie Pell pacing the sideline. His ball club down to 14 points here in the third quarter.
The scouting report on Fuller is he's a daring, loud pitch man on the option play. He'll pitch falling, he'll pitch downfield. He takes a lot of risk with it and has been successful all year long.
They haven't laid the ball on the ground too many times. Second down, 4. From out near the 23. Take it inside. That play should be very close to a first down as the gain goes up beyond the 25 to the 26. Harold Goggins, number 32, is in the lineup at tailback now for Clemson, and it may be close enough to measure for them.
Here's the Bostic brothers, the center and right guard, and you watch their block, and the key to a good blocker is moving his feet and following through. Number 71, the All-American, makes the block and keeps his feet going for a nice gain. The follow-through is what counts.
That was Callicott, number 22, carrying the ball out just beyond the 26, and it is a first down. Callicott has carried it 7 times for 32 yards. So the Tigers now getting a little muscle built up here. If they get up ahead of steam, get on the board, we'd have a tussle, wouldn't we? Fuller rolling around with it. Gets his pass off down the sidelines. It's incomplete, and that's a great play. Just an outstanding play by Delaney. I thought Weddington had the ball in his hands, number 12, and then suddenly number 14 in white reached in and flicked it away.
I don't see how he did that. The pass was completed, as you can see right here, and then he comes right back and just strips the ball free. That's a sensational play and a very unusual play and a very alert play.
Almost possession, too.
Yeah, the official waited before he called. He wasn't sure which way he's going to call it.
Well, it is an incomplete forward pass. It is second down and 10. Clark in motion. Fuller keeps it. Got a man deep, underthrows him, and he had Clark wide open. He had 6 points in his pocket and couldn't hit him. Fuller was trying to get away from Gary Silvestri, the big senior from Oyster Bay, New York. Defensive tackle was pursuing him. And he had his man, Clark, wide open.
Fuller did a great job eluding the rush. Sylvester was not blocked. They blitzed the linebacker. The tackle turned to block the linebacker, and no one was to block the tackle, Silvestri, coming from the outside.
The offensive front for Clemson reflected there on third down and 10. Fuller's pass deep.
Got it.
Butler, no. Ball was thrown behind Jerry. He had to turn. He was going to his right, had to turn back to his left, and just was not tall enough.
He's broken-hearted. He had defensive safety beat by a good 3 or 4 yards.
Well, on successive plays, though, Freck, the Clemson receivers were open.
You can see how far behind the secondary he is for the touchdown. The wind sailed the ball a little bit.
On the punt by Tony Masson. It's fielded by Gordon Jones, and Jones returns it on a 35-yard punt from his 38 back out to the 42, and we have 10:04 to go, third quarter, with Pitt continuing to lead by a score of 17-3.
You're about to see a demonstration of an incredible product the 3M company has come up with. That's right, those are bikes, and you can clearly tell they're bikes, even 300 feet away from these headlights. All because 3M had the idea of using reflective material, like they developed for traffic signs, on bike tires, to make riding at night a lot safer. Now, doesn't that make sense? The 3M company.
$2. Your car may not be as bad as this, but if your car is out of tune, it could waste up to 10% of your gas. Or hesitate when you're overtaking a truck, or maybe just not start at all. All you may need is a new set of Autolite plugs with a tune-up. So the choice is yours. You can either pay me now, so long, or pay me later.
Autolite and Fram are Bendix companies.
Incredible action in the International Invitational Sidecar Motorcycle Race tomorrow on ABC's Wide World of Sports.
Also tomorrow, World Figure Skating Champions from Tokyo, Japan, and the World Trophy Freestyle Skiing Championships over most of these ABC stations. 5 Eastern and Pacific and 4 Central Time. The football is at the Pittsburgh 42-yard line now as the Panthers come up with a 14-point lead, 17-3. Good field position. Heath is in the backfield. Walker has not returned after hurting the ankle. Cavanaugh keeping. Matt breaks it across midfield, goes to the Clemson 48. He's close to a first down. Gordon Jones tonight has set a new Pittsburgh season record of 41 pass receptions for 744 yards. The old record 732, held by a fellow named Bob Longo. Remember him? Set it back in 1966. Jones has caught 6 tonight for 115 yards. Mr. Mike Swanson, our statistician, tells us. Jones in motion. Cavanaugh hands it off inside. And the gain is from the 48 down to near the 45. It was second down and very short yardage, a half a yard. And obviously they get the first down exactly on the 45 of Clemson.
Clemson linebacker Fidel shot the gap and nearly took the ball away from Cavanaugh. He just did get the handoff in time.
Matt's gone back into the huddle, getting a new shirt, tearaway jersey from the sidelines. That's how cool he is. He's walking up there putting on his shirt. Hands the ball off inside on first down from the 45. Play good for 3 yards as Fred Jacobs carries. And now Matt can get his shirt tail back in place. Get himself civil for his public appearance here.
That's Cavanaugh's statistics for the ball game. Tremendous first half. 13 out of 20, 246 yards. Fuller, 6 out of 16, 115 yards and 2 interceptions.
Clock running in third quarter. Second down, 7. Cavanaugh chunks it outside. The ball gets away and goes out of bounds. Bounced off Fred Jacobs and rolls into the Clemson bench. Pittsburgh will retain possession. They lost yardage on the play back near the original line of scrimmage, 45.
I believe Pittsburgh's had the reverse of Murphy's Law. If something good's going to happen, it's going to happen every time and happen to you right away. I don't know whether that's the reverse or not, but that's
Wish
what's
I could
happened.
borrow some of it. From the 45, just outside the 45 now. Third down, a little more than 10. Willie Taylor goes in motion. Cavanaugh rolls back to throw. Got some pressure. Gets his pass off. It is complete to Gordon Jones down at the 30. And that will be a first down. Jones getting 15 yards on that pass reception. Archie Reese, number 65, was the man coming hard, but Cavanaugh got it away. And watch the quick release of Cavanaugh. Everybody talks about quick releases. Watch this one.
This is impossible to cover one-on-one. It's the same pass they have thrown 5 times in the ball game. One man cannot cover him short and deep. That's the reason he's wide open.
Willie Jordan at 5'9", 185 back there, scuffling with Jones, is 6'1". A little outsized on the play and couldn't handle it. Cavanaugh gives this one off inside to Elliott Walker, who has come back into the lineup now. And the senior out of Miami hits it from just outside the 30 down to the 27. Give him the better part of 3 yards, a little more than 3 yards on the carry, and Walker hobbles off the field again. So unless the score gets an awful lot closer, we may not see Elliott anymore tonight because he's really dragging that foot now.
It gets slower as the game progresses.
2nd down, 7. Cavanaugh options up the field, goes down as he crosses the 20 to the 18, and that should be another Pittsburgh first down. And so the Panthers now working with the option, moving that football.
Both of the option plays, Keith, the defensive end has used the technique we call slow play, and he overplayed it outside, and Cavanaugh broke inside for big gains on both times.
All that practice they did on using the wishbone in the goal line area, we haven't seen it yet. They did use it one time for a first down play. Let's call it the 19. It's close to there. First down, Pittsburgh. Ball goes to Heath, and JoJo is down close to the 10-yard line. He's about 1.5 yards to 2 yards short of his first down. Got a big block on the right side from Carroll and Link to lead him through there.
There's Walker on the side. Looks like he may have cramps. No, they're checking his knee. That's too bad.
I guess when you have a sore ankle, though, you probably ache all over. At least that side of your body does. It's 2nd down. Call it 2 yards from the 11. Oh, not much there that time, as Clemson had good penetration. Fred Jacobs carries, and Randy Scott hopping through, and again an example of the linebacker being hidden away from the offensive people, and he penetrated and got him.
Keith, the fans and the viewers can't see them what the motion does to the defense. 7 men moved on that particular play with men in motion, but no one was blocked, and penetrated, stopped him for no gain.
In fact, he lost a yard on the play. They're looking at 3rd and 3 now. Cavanaugh turns it up, lunges, and that's what a 219-pound strong quarterback can do for you. He can get you a first down and goal to go at the 8-yard line.
He jumps right up. He's going to have that wrist operated on as soon as this game is over, sometime in early January.
To restore the flexibility he had before he went down under Willie Fry in the opening game of the season at Pitt Stadium in Pittsburgh. Cavanaugh's carried now 9 times for 28 yards in the game. Got 2 tight ends, Benji Pryor and Steve Gaustad in there now. Oh, bad pitch out. That was a bad pitch as Heath has to come back to the 20-yard line to get it, and the man that caused as much trouble as anybody was Mark Henneford, number 98.
This is the option play, and Cavanaugh is not anticipating the quick charge by Henneford, and he pitches poorly. They're lucky to get the ball back.
At the 20, where it is 2nd down and goal to go. Elliott Walker on the sidelines, aching a little bit. Time is called. Cavanaugh strolling to the sidelines to talk with the powers that be, trying to get another touchdown with his team leading 17-3.
I didn't start with a pack a day. I built up to it 1 step at a time. And that's the only way I can quit. 1 step at a time. 1 step at a time brand by Waterpick. A system of 4 filters that let you withdraw from smoking while you still smoke your own brand. When you get to filter 4, you've reduced the tar and nicotine of an entire pack to 2 cigarettes. 2 cigarettes. And that's where I can stop.
1 step at a time.
Excuse me, sir. What's going to help that beautiful car last?
Quaker State Motor Oil.
If you like our motor oil, you'll love our oil filter. Hey there, what helps more cars avoid expensive engine repairs?
Quaker State.
If you like our motor oil, you'll love our oil filter. Pardon me, friend, what's America's best-selling motor oil?
Quaker State.
If you like our motor oil, you'll love our oil filter.
Rock in the New Year with Dick Clark with live portions from Times Square in New York tomorrow.
We're back live here on ABC at the Gator Bowl in Jacksonville with 4:41 to go in the third quarter of play, and Pittsburgh with a football second down and goal to go from the 20. Clemson trying to keep the Panthers out of the end zone, trying to get something going for themselves. Kavanaugh straight back. He's looking for Jones, can't find him, throws instead for Jacobs, and Fred is wrestled out at the 11th. So it'll be third down and goal as Steve Ryan, who had the interception a few minutes ago for Clemson, shoved the pass receiver Jacobs out of bounds.
He was about his fourth choice. He was looking for the post route, then he was looking for the tight end on delay. Both were covered. He finally found Jacobs over on the boundary, had the quick enough arm and strong enough to get it to him across the field.
Also tells you, Frank, that the offensive, the big guys up front in that offensive line are doing their job in protecting, because he did have a lot of time. Third down goal to go from just outside the 10. Over the middle! Touchdown, Gordon Jones! And Charlie Pell looked there for a moment like lightning had just struck him, because it looked like Jones was pretty well covered, but he just danced in the middle, and Kavanaugh threw the bullet, and he held it.
Blazer was covered in man for man, had his back to the passer, and he threw it right by him. He didn't get a chance to turn around and find the ball at all.
And so Pittsburgh build its lead to 23-3. They'll go for the point now with Schubert in to do the kicking. Kick is high enough, certainly, and it is good. And so at 4:29 to go in the third quarter, it's 24-3, and here's the touchdown.
Here's the replay. As you can see, he's looking to see where the coverage is, and he shoots the ball right by Balzer, who never saw it. He has his back to the receiver.
See what's new today.
Introducing the third generation Monte Carlo. The third generation of a highly successful personal luxury car. Its highly original styling opens new dimensions in affordable luxury and in comfort. With more rear seat headroom, legroom, and hip room than last year's Monte Carlo, the third generation Monte Carlo. Drive it and put a little distance between yourself and the crowd.
Rise presents the Three Softeners.
Rise has 3 softeners, so soak your whiskers and softly bid them farewell, farewell, bye-bye.
There are 3 softeners in Rise, 3 effective ingredients that help keep your beard moist and soft the whole shave through.
Rise has 3 softeners, so soak your...
Woody Hayes and the Ohio State Buckeyes battle Bear Bryant at Alabama in the Sugar Bowl Monday on ABC.
Going to be fun to watch Rod Gerald try to outquick that, I think, very quick Alabama defensive unit in the Sugar Bowl on Monday at 2 Eastern Time. Here in the Gator Bowl, it's now 24-3 as Gordon Jones has set another new Pittsburgh record with 9 touchdowns for a season, and Kavanaugh 16 out of 23, 3 touchdowns and 280 yards in tonight's game as Clemson sends Jordan and Underwood deep to return this football that will be kicked by Dave Trout. Clemson needs a big play to pump him up. Trout just hammers at him. Goes to Jordan. From the goal line, Willie looking for room. And he's across the 25 to the 26 before he goes down. Let's go back to the touchdown play, an isolated look at Gordon Jones.
Gordon Jones is running a quick post route. Steve Ryan, their free safety, is covering man for man. He's coming across. He's watching him. He does not see the ball thrown. Touchdown.
Ball was on the money, too, wasn't it?
Yes.
Zinked in there. First down for the Tigers now at their own 26. That's Weddington in motion. Fuller will put it up. Weddington has it. Goes down at the 37. That'll be a first down for Clemson. Tackle Al Chesley. Linebacker dropped off in the short zone to cover for Pittsburgh.
Clemson coaches told me this morning, Keith, that they had not faced during the season a sophisticated passing attack that could throw dropbacks, rollouts, play actions, the whole works. They were worried about it. Justifiably so.
That's Clark in motion. Fuller will throw again. No, he won't. Hugh Green's got him. Number 76, however, was the first man to come pounding in there and get a piece of him, Bill Neal. That's turned him around, and then Hugh Green came in to finish him off back just inside the 35. Pittsburgh had 41 sacks this year of opposition quarterbacks, and Hugh Green was the leader in that department with 11.
I think the main reason is that he is lined up over the tackle most of the time, and he can outquick an offensive tackle. And the pass rush is successful if you can make contact with the blocker before he can set and deliver a punch, and he can do it.
So time is called by Steve Fuller as he goes to the sidelines, and he wants some counsel over there after being pounded by Mr. Green, and try to figure out how in the world that they can get this thing operating a little bit better with 3:29 to go in the third quarter and Pitt on top by 21, 24-3.
You can see it's a fake of the dive play to the tailback. Fuller is rushed from outside. The receivers are covered. Neal forces him back to the left, and there's Mr. Green.
Randy Holloway was also coming on the play and just missed getting a piece of the quarterback. So Fuller now has had the conference on the sidelines, and he goes back onto the field. See if he's got something out of the playbook that'll maybe get something going here. We have changes in the running back positions as well, with Marvin Sims, a sophomore out of Phoenix City, Alabama, in at the fullback, and Harold Goggins, number 32, a junior from Clinton, South Carolina, in at the tailback position. Put Weddington in motion again. Fuller has no chance to play it. Coming across, number 78, David Logan, the middle guard. And so Pittsburgh sacks the Clemson quarterback for the third time in tonight's ball game. And the loss is back to the 32-yard line now, where it is third down and 16.
When you're behind, you're sprinting out, throwing to the side that you're rolling to, you can believe receivers are going to be covered most of the time.
Well, you sort of figure here he looks for Jerry Butler, who has 45 catches, which is a new Clemson record, broke Charlie Waters' record. Let's see if he looks for Butler. He sure is, and he throws it a mile downfield, and Butler can't get it. Running right with him was Leroy Felder, number 37 in white for Pittsburgh. And so Steve Fuller, who was flattened as he got the pass away, will come off the field.
The difference
and immediately huddle with
secondary.
the offensive coordinators.
Of course, good gracious, he got hit there. That was the same type of pass that they've been, Pittsburgh's been completing, except Pittsburgh's been pulling up on it.
Punt is away by Tony Masson, and the fair catch called by Gordon Jones of Pittsburgh back at the 34-yard line of the Panthers. It was a 34-yard punt, no return, with 2:31 to go in the third quarter. So here comes Pittsburgh again now, as Cavanaugh will leave the sidelines after talking to Jackie Sherrill, and let's see what they can do with Elliott Walker is back in the backfield now, number 34, along with Fred Jacobs, number 44.
Pittsburgh has just looked great all night long offensively. They've mixed up their plays, good play selection, keeping the Clemson defense off balance.
Straight back he goes. All night to throw, and pass is caught by Randy Rudershan. Rex Barn had a hand on the ball, but Rudershan just simply reached in there and took it down with it.
Rudershan was just running a deep curl inside. Barn could not get to him. He waits and leads him inside and low where the defensive back cannot get to him. Barn just couldn't get there.
Concentration. First down. 44. Pass over the middle. In and out of the hands of Willie Jordan. Ball was right in the junior from Griffin, Georgia's stomach. And he just let it get away.
He took his eyes off at the last minute to see which direction he wanted to run with it. It was so easy to catch right in his hands. He got careless. That's the worst throw and the only bad throw, really, I think, that Kavanaugh's had all night long.
Watch the 251 go in there and pop Kavanaugh.
I believe you just took his eyes off of it.
Kavanaugh's number 17 out of 25, 302 yards. Okay. Jacobs in motion. He'll throw it again on second down. Goes short, sets up the screen. Now Walker's out there alone. And he tumbles it down to about the 31, and that will be a first down. And Gordon Jones upfield through a big block. Get him past the 35-yard line, the 34, and get the first down. Call it on the 31.
You can do that on the new rule, blocking downfield on a pass thrown behind the line of scrimmage.
I tell you, Mr. Kavanaugh is closing in on Kim Hammond's 362-yard record set against Penn State in 1967. That was a 17-17 ball game with Penn State. Game I did here. 31-yard line. Kavanaugh hands it off inside this time, and there's not much there. Walker has caught 5 passes for 96 yards. He's carried 13 times on the ground for 49 yards.
Pittsburgh has a lot of big play people. Backs, ends, tight ends. They can do it all.
Receiving record here in the Gator Bowl is held by a fellow from Florida State named Bolitnikoff at 192 yards. Kavanaugh put it up. Goes to Willie Taylor on the sidelines, and he's all the way to the 10-yard line. He faked to the sideline, spun that way, and stayed in bounds.
He's got quick feet. But Keith, they're successful with these passes because the wide receiver pushes downfield and convinces the defensive back he's going deep, and when he breaks it off, he's wide open.
And Kavanaugh is moving closer and closer to that passing yardage record of 362.
There he is, breaking deep and fooled the defensive back. Cut inside and was running free for a while.
Just inside the 10. Call it the 9. First and goal to go. And it goes. Where did I see him? It looks like Elliott Walker. It is. Senior out of Miami. Brought down by Bubba Brown for Clemson. The football sitting at the 7th.
Jackie Sherrill's wondering what really would have happened had Kavanaugh not been injured in that first ball game. Only if.
If. Second down goal to go from the 7. Jacobs to the 5. There the Tigers will rack him up. Winding down to the end of the third quarter. So after 3 periods of play here in the Gator Bowl game, Pittsburgh leads Clemson 24-3. And our game will continue after this word from our local station.
Wednesday, the Angels elbow their way into professional tennis.
You ever thought about modeling rackets?
No. Right now I'm just concentrating on using one.
To find out who is eliminating top female players. Then it's a bad day at the racetrack when 2 old pony pals team up and horse-nap a winner and hide him in Beretta's room.
How come I smell horse?
And somebody will kill for it. Beretta.
Wednesday starting at 8, 7 Central and Mountain on ABC.
with 15 minutes of football to play in the Gator Bowl. Pittsburgh leading 24-3. They have it third down and goal to go from the Clemson 5. The pressure is building up on the Tigers. Cavanaugh loops it for Taylor, and it is incomplete. Rex Barnes is covering on the play. Both went up, bumped each other a little bit, but the official was right there, and no flag. No reason for it.
Just a one-on-one defensive play, and the defensive back played it perfectly. Cavanaugh very wisely overthrew it.
Mark Schubert is on the field. He will try a field goal for Pittsburgh. Jackie Sherrill wanting to get 3 more, just in case the Clemson Tigers come on with one of those Garrison finishes and scare him to death. It'll be a 21-yard field goal try. Bit of an angle from the right hash mark. Director Andy Sedaris gives you a good look at it, and it is square. And so the 21-yard field goal by Mark Schubert makes it a 27-3 ball game now, and the Tigers are up against it.
Cavanaugh's best game so far was 17 out of 26 against Syracuse for 332 yards.
He's already beaten that tonight, and you can see the passing yardage, 334.
And that is what, in 3 quarters. Their coaches were right. They said if he's got a hot hand, they were going to keep throwing. They're all one-sided, as anyone who's been watching the game can see. Cavanaugh, Walker, and Jones are sensational.
BTV Pittsburgh.
Joe Gasparovic out of his end zone to Willie Jordan, standing back outside the 40. Kick is away. Jordan at the 44, fair catches. And that gets a groan, and there's a penalty flag in the end zone. So let's see what that is. Pittsburgh now having already claimed the penalty record officially, it's 91 yards. But this penalty, I think, may go against Clemson. Let's see. Roughing the kicker. So what do you call?
If his foot is still in the air, then it's a penalty. He tried to avoid him, but he didn't. His foot had not touched the ground and given him a chance to regain balance.
And so with that penalty flag against Clemson for roughing the kicker, the ball comes out beyond the 19-yard line and gives Pittsburgh a first down. And Rick Tricano is in the lineup, the freshman out of Brooklyn, Ohio, 6'1", 195. Matt Cavanaugh is through for the night. Quite a night. Tricano a little better at the option, a little stronger runner, perhaps. Not stronger, but perhaps quicker would be the better word to describe him. Lacking, of course, the great poise and experience of Cavanaugh. But Matt, 23 out of 35 for 387 yards and 4 touchdowns.
The game plan worked like they drew it up in the playbook and practiced it.
Artrell Hawkins and Steve Harris are in the backfield now for the Panthers as they're separating liberally, and Tricano trying to turn it up. Gets it out near the 25 before he is wrestled down for a couple of yards. It'll be third down. They'll need 5. Ralph Still, number 7, is in there at the flanker position. He's a sophomore out of Edinburgh, Pennsylvania. Benji Pryor, another big freshman. He's 6'5", 235. Number 84 is in at tight end. There's Tricano. Been sort of a long night for the folks in Orange. Weekend isn't over. They'll have some fun yet. Third down, 5. Goes to Rooster Jones. And Rooster Jones out of Pascagoula, Mississippi. One of the heralded freshmen that Pittsburgh accumulated in their recruiting program runs it for a first down. Rooster is 5'10", 173, and once he gets the hang of playing with the big boys, they tell me that he just might really be something.
He showed great acceleration on that particular pitch play.
Went for 11. So a lot of the babies are out there right now. Out of the young ones. Tricano on the option. And it works. JoJo Heath, a sophomore out of Menneson, Pennsylvania, runs it for another Pittsburgh first down. And the Tigers have to be bone weary now.
Talking about Cavanaugh one more time, Keith, I was impressed, and I think everybody was, the different style of passes that he threw. He threw all types, throwbacks, curls, deeps, posts during the ball game, which a great quarterback must be able to do.
First down, Pittsburgh at the 48. Tricano delivers it. This time it is Artrell Hawkins carrying it, and he may go. Oops, at one man. Willie Jordan bumped him just enough to knock him off balance and stop him from scoring a touchdown that would have given him a part of conversation. Peace for the rest of the year and most of next. 2:40 to play now in the ball game. It is just short of the 16-yard line, and the play worked for 36 yards. Artrell Hawkins, a sophomore out of Johnstown, Pennsylvania. Strong young legs just keep coming, don't they? Plays in the middle with Steve Harris, the fullback carrying, and not that much there for him. Cavanaugh's numbers for the night: 23 out of 35, 387 yards, a new total yardage Gator Bowl record for 4 touchdowns.
6'2", 219-pound quarterback. It's too bad he doesn't know he's that close to the all-time bowl record. I believe they would put him in there, let him try to break it.
Second down at 9. Tricano keeps it, turns it, gets 1 yard out of the play. The executive producer of ABC Sports is Boone Arledge. Our game tonight was produced by Bob Goodrich, and sitting alongside of him, another SMU pony, Andy Sedaris, who directed. Our technical director is Bill Morris, associate director Bob Dekas, engineering supervisor Bill Stone, our unit manager Murray Schwartz, and our assistant to the producer Ben Harvey. And we're winding down on this 33rd Gator Bowl football game. Jerry Klein, our research, and Mike Swanson, our stats. Panthers keep it inside. And not much there for JoJo Heath. Now here comes Artrell Hawkins, number 40, and Steve Harris, 22, back into the lineup for the Panthers as Rooster Jones and JoJo Heath leave with 45 seconds, the clock running, and the total yardage, you can see, Pittsburgh almost 300 more than Clemson, 290. This might be the last play. Tricano outside the Hawkins. And Hawkins is down to the 5 for a first down. That will stop the clock with 22 seconds to play in the game. It is first down and goal to go, Pittsburgh at the Clemson 5.
Artrell got a couple more credits to be done here. Lindsay and Mellon. Got some Jacksons in the booth.
The 2 plays that Hawkins has carried in this game, Frank, shows that he's got a future too.
Yes.
He's run for 44 yards.
I haven't seen anybody out there that look outstanding.
Tricano turns it to the 1, and 8 seconds to play. And they're going to let it run out. More Jackie Sherrill, the head coach of the Pittsburgh Panthers, gets a ride out onto the field. Been a tough night for the Clemson Tigers, but a glorious evening here in the Gator Bowl for the Pittsburgh Panthers as they win it 34-3.
We are helping our community and all communities by recycling junk automobiles in our melting process. Instead of bringing in virgin iron. 6,000 cars a month is what we recycle here.
Jan Pribble, Foundry Line Supervisor. This is who we are and what we do at General Motors.
We make quality castings, car parts, GM parts. We can remelt scrap pieces and still get the quality that we're after. Quality Quality to me is what we're here for. It's important that we run quality castings here. It's a must. If you're really interested in staying here, you cannot do enough for the place. That's the way I feel. The people have so much pride. General Motors has been good to them, too.
General Motors, people building transportation to serve people.
Be sure to join all of us here at ABC on Monday for the Sugar Bowl as Ohio State meets Alabama at 2 Eastern, 1 Central, 11 Pacific time over most of these ABC stations. Clip provided tonight by the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company. Travel arrangements made through and a promotional fee paid by United Airlines. United built the largest airline in the free world around you. Final score, Pittsburgh 34, Clemson 3. This has been a presentation of ABC Sports, recognized around the world as the leader in sports television.
Hard-hitting movie action Sunday, Godfather star Al Pacino stars as Serpico, an eyeless cop who finds his job in jeopardy, his life in danger, and his world threatened because he's too honest. Serpico, the Sunday movie, at 9, 8 Central and Mountain on ABC.
Okay. High test petrol.